Nebraska's portal season is over. Let's break it down as you go through and kind of size up what Nebraska did from January 15th through January 16th. The Huskers added 16 portal players.
January 2.
Well, the first commit was January 5th.
Oh, I thought you said 15th.
So January 5th to the 16th. So the opening commit of the portal came on the 5th.
Got it.
And their final portal commit, Owen Stoudemire. And we actually had our own little Ramir Johnson, Jordan Ball moment with you as Stoudemire. You were stuck on his last name being Stoudemire. And luckily we got that corrected.
Yeah, it's Stoudemire.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a really hard name because there's no A in there.
We about had you down another Jordan Ramir.
Well, there's no A. That's the confusing thing.
Stoudemire.
You got to inject your A.
It would have been fun for you to say Stoudemire for several months.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
But no, Nebraska gets 16 transfer portal additions, one high school player since January 5th. And they're done in all intents and purposes. They didn't have any visitors this weekend. Stoudemire was their last visitor that left town Friday.
Yep.
He committed, signed as a defensive lineman. Joseph on our site, Joseph Meyer, did a good breakdown of just all the different portal ads. And I mean, I think when you start, offensive line, quarterback are clearly two of the bigger ones, maybe linebacker. That they really addressed. With high level starting players.
I'd rank it quarterback because of the importance, and then adding Kalen, and then I give a slight edge, I guess, to offensive line and then linebacker.
The reason I go offensive line over linebacker is you've got three linebackers or three offensive linemen who have started Power 4 games
and probably have an excellent chance to start next year. And you can't now. There's only two linebackers, so. But you can almost. I hate saying guarantee, but Owen Chambliss is about as close as a guarantee as it gets.
So
right?
Would you go Shavers Chambliss?
Yeah,
with Dawson Merritt obviously right there.
Merritt right there. Jacob Bauer right there. You wonder where Will Hawthorne is in that conversation.
Dexter Foster.
I'm sorry.
Dexter
Foster's in that. Yeah, he's in that conversation. Who else returning? Those are the main guys. Who are we missing?
Well, you have Pierce Mooberry and Christian Jones, a couple freshmen that redshirted last year. So, but yeah, the O-line and linebacker. It feels like they got starters out of that haul. Quarterback, they got obviously a starter.
They got their starter,
and probably potentially their backup, depending on how things play with Latif and that battle in spring ball. But the defensive line, I think, is the one that's somewhat controversial. Did they get enough?
Well, what do you think?
Well,
I was going to ask you that question.
I think when you say did they get enough, they didn't get any just frontline big name guys.
And they didn't get a lot of size.
Anthony Jones, 265, more of a D end.
Yeah.
Jashon Whittem.
Jashir Whittington.
Whittington. I think he's probably the best one they got. And then obviously the most recent one, Owen Stoudemire.
Yeah, Jashir Whittington and Stoudemire are the two guys inside. Now in a 4-3, they don't have to be that big, and they're not that big. Whittington's 6'1", 270. He played at Pitt. I think he had 12 tackles. Stoudemire, he started 3 games this year for Boston College, then was hurt. All 3 of the games in which he played were starts. He started. That's a good sign. His junior year was his big year. Stoudemire had a good junior year at Boston College. Not over the top good, but 30 tackles, I think it was, and 2.5 tackles for loss. They're fine. Sean, they needed, let's just be blunt, they needed to do better probably up there.
I think it put in perspective how hard it is, though.
Oh, yeah.
Either you just have to have crazy, just endless money and overpay. Because look, if money is equal, Indiana and Miami and Texas Tech right now are going to beat Nebraska. Teams like that, Alabama. So for a team like Nebraska, not only do you have to find the right guy at the right time, you probably have to pay more than those other teams do. That's just the reality. And that's what Texas Tech had to do. And now it's proven to work for them.
Terrence Green is a good example, right?
Yeah, he visited Alabama. He never made it to Lincoln. Now, if Nebraska could have got him here on Thursday like they had hoped, maybe so. But then he gets to Alabama. I'm sure Alabama gave him a very lucrative offer that said, hey, if you leave don't take this deal, though, the deal's not there tomorrow.
By lucrative, you could say he would have been Nebraska with the market price that he or the price he demanded. I don't know if it's the market price, but he would have been a top 3 on the roster guy, right?
Maybe the second highest,
behind only Calandria.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to ask yourself, a guy that really only plays about 15 to 20 snaps a game. I mean, that's what it is. Like, right. And that's not just BS. I mean, his snap data last year was 15 to 20 snaps a game. He had one game with 28, but that's his high point
at Oregon.
So, that's the market for pounds.
Yeah, so it is. It's the market.
It's a high price. It's like buying a high price steak. You pay a lot of money per pound.
Yeah, in what we're talking about is about, I'd say, a minimum of 1.5,
but maybe over 2.
If he got over 2, if he would have gotten over 2 at Nebraska, which there's no way Nebraska's paying that, he'd be the highest. I think he would be the highest paid player on Nebraska's roster. That is ludicrous, by the way.
And there's, I mean, a sector of the fan base that on our message board, and they're very vocal about it. I think they they think Nebraska should be doing this.
Yeah, I know what Matt Rhule painted himself in a corner a little bit with those comments
about the money
in the fall when he said, "Now we got everything we need." But what I think people forget is you have to pay a lot for retention. You're paying a lot of, and this is a young roster. There's a lot of guys you had to keep on the roster and pay a lot of money to. So I don't think people factor in retention.
Like Keona Davis is of the guys they lost. That's the one you'd love to probably have. You could make the argument that Keona Davis is a better prospect than the 3 they added.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's an argument. I think he is.
Yeah.
Prospect wise.
Yeah. It's not really an argument. I mean, the only thing is where you'd run into a little problem is his numbers weren't great. Keona Davis we're kind of projecting with him.
So how much was that coaching?
I don't know.
And scheme.
Some of it, or youth. Just if you want to take the easy route, he was just young.
But the guy coaching him is not here anymore.
Right. So I think talent wise, is he better than Stoudemire? Probably. Is he better than Jashir Whittington?
Jashir Whittington was ranked higher as a high school recruit.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
Anthony Jones, I get that he's been at all these schools, but every school he's been at's fired their coach. So he's had a unique deal.
Yeah, I'm not down on him.
Like going to Oregon, UCLA, Indiana, Michigan State, all when coaching changes happen.
Yeah, he's definitely viable. 6'5", 265. He probably, you can see him on the edge, opposite Winery, right? Probably where Keona Davis would have been. Is not that I'm handing him the job, but that's the position he'll play.
And then Andy Berberia.
Yeah.
He's not a portal guy, but that was kind of the hot button on Saturday.
It was.
I mean, we had a thread that I kind of gave our intel to the message board.
Which was?
Just on the situation of why it didn't work out. I'll keep it to the Red Sea Scrolls.
Oh, okay.
But the reaction of fans, it is hot. I mean, there's about 10 really vocal users on our board, and they're just going to give it hell on their point. And the thread had over almost 500 responses regarding Andy Berberia. I mean, that's how fired up people were.
I heard one commentator. I don't know, Sean. You got to help me with stuff like this. I heard a commentator say that he would be the second best guy in that class of the guys coming in, behind Calandria. I'm like, what? I don't know about that. I
don't know if you can say that. I mean, he's a good player. There's no doubt. He had a lot of numbers.
I'm not playing him down.
I do think he's closer to 6'1" than 6'3", is what I've gathered. And he can't get here till the summer, which, look, somebody brought up a good point. Cade Petchock didn't get here the summer last year. And look at Cade Petchock. Yeah. I mean, so if you're good, you're good. Randy Gregory didn't get here till August. Right. He led the Big Ten in sacks, by the way, that year.
Remember
he got here in August.
I always remember, I think you were the one who said the famous line when we first laid eyes on Randy Gregory. I was standing next to you, and you said, did he get lost on his way to the SEC?
I just remember, he got here so late, it was like fan photo day.
Yeah, I just remember.
And Jay Terry just threw him a jersey and goes, sit down right there. And then 3 months later, he led the Big Ten in sacks.
Yeah, when you first saw him in practice, you're like, oh boy.
I don't know if I don't think Borbely is that kind of guy.
I don't either, by the way.
For the record,
No.
I mean, but similar,
No.
similar JUCO resumes as far as sacks, being an All-American. I also think JUCO football was a lot different back then. I mean, you had Cam Newton and Levante David and guys playing JUCO ball back then.
Right. Hey, Sean, the other one that people are talking about is running back. Matt Rhule's talked about this now at length a couple times. They just feel good about what they have. He's made that pretty clear. Unless he's playing, as you would say, rope-a-dope at a high level. You know, saying that we have enough, knowing that there's this guy out there that's playing tonight.
And what if it is Chamar Brown? Like, look, look, no one has said that. We're not saying Chamar Brown is a target, but you know, could he be if he could be like a outright number 1 20 carry a game back?
If Chamar Brown wanted to come to Nebraska, I would think they would move heaven and earth to get him here. I would think.
Well, guess what? The portal is now closed until next January. Mm-hmm. So nobody on your current roster can just go in the portal and get mad about it.
So you would have Chamar Brown plus the guys you got. I don't know what they're doing with that. But if you just take them, mainly Matt Rhule, for their word, they're not adding.
No. Yeah, they've been pretty clear they like the room.
And that is a hot button topic too. It's a hot button. This is a highly scrutinized program. Matt Rhule spoke on that in that really good Husker Nightly interview, by the way. Really good.
With Kyle or Crooks.
Yeah. Crooks did a tremendous job in that interview. There was a lot there. That was a tremendous job.
Yeah, it was one of the best interviews Matt Rhule gave all year, and it was buried on a Friday night in January.
It was really good. I mean, I thought Rhule, getting away from our subject a little bit, like he asked him a question about sort of expectations for next year, and Rhule he said we're not doing that. I mean, basically said we're not going to do this. We have a lot of work to do. Rhule played it really well in a lot of ways in that interview.
Yeah, I mean and we'll talk about the early top 25 poll, but they're playing 5 teams ranked in the top 25 right now next year of the 12 games. So,
well, they'll have a big chance to make a splash, right? I mean, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I like it. I think that's good, and Sean, it just goes back to did they do enough up front on defense?